Hello everyone, I hope you're doing great and we are going to start today's lesson. Today we are going to speak about passive voice. Let's dive deeper into this topic. I'm sure you all know about passive voice, but as usual, we are going to start with some examples. The first one, the Forbidden City is situated in the center of Beijing. It was built as the imperial palace for the emperors of China. It was named the Forbidden City because no common or foreign person was allowed to go inside without special permission. So here we see some parts of these sentences in bold, and we can see that this is passive voice. Is situated, was built, was named, was allowed. Of course, you can use passive voice in different tenses. It means there are different forms of passive voice. Here we can see a table and how we formed passive voice with the verb to be and past participle of the main verb. Uh, this is active voice. It means we can see the sentence, how it was said initially in the beginning, and we see passive voice sentences. So the first example is in present simple. He delivers the parcels. I guess they are talking about some delivery guy, yeah. And I hope you remember the word parcels. It's some kind of a like box or something that you get from other country or maybe from another place. We usually get letters, yeah, like paper letters as it was in the past. And if we get something, it is a parcel. So I usually get parcels from not AliExpress, but I use Wildberries. So maybe you get parcels from other countries too. So he delivers the parcels. Then we see the passive voice. The parcels are delivered. We can see that we are using to be in the present simple and the third form, yeah, the past participle. Next one, present continuous. He is delivering the parcels. In this case, we have the same verb to be. The parcels are being delivered. But this verb be is with ing. So the parcels are being delivered. Again, past participle. Past simple. He delivered the parcels. So ed ending, everything is right. The parcels were delivered. So here we are changing to be into the past form because it's past simple. Past continuous. He was delivering the parcels. The parcels were being delivered. If in present continuous we have are being delivered, in past continuous it's the parcels were being delivered. It means that we are using the past form of the verb to be. We have many parcels, that's why it's were. If we had one parcel, it would be the parcel was delivered by him. Next one is future simple. He will deliver the parcels. So he will deliver. And in passive voice, we are adding be. And be is in the first form because in future simple, we usually use the first form. The parcels will be delivered, past participle. Next one, present perfect. He has delivered the parcels. Again, we use the auxiliary verb of the tense, yeah? Present perfect's auxiliary verb is have or has, and the right form of the verb to be according to this tense. So here it's been, the verb in the third form. Also, we are adding our main verb with in the past participle, in the third form, I wanted to say. So the parcels have been delivered. Past perfect, the same thing, but we change our auxiliary verb. He had delivered the parcels. The parcels had been delivered. Next one, future perfect, sorry. He will have delivered the parcels. The same. The parcels will have been delivered. So we'll have its auxiliary verbs of future perfect, been the needed form of be, and past participle delivered with ed. Present infinitive. He must deliver the parcel. So here, present infinitive means that we are using infinitive. Yeah. So the parcels must be delivered. So as with the infinitive, we just use be, the first form. Perfect infinitive. He must have delivered the parcels. The parcels must have been delivered. Simple ing form. I object to his delivering the parcels. I object to the parcels being delivered. Perfect ing form. Having delivered the parcels, something happened, yeah? The parcels having been delivered. And modal verbs. He should deliver the parcels. The parcels should be delivered. So these are the forms. And how we change them according to the tenses. So it says the present perfect continuous, the future continuous, the past perfect continuous, and the future perfect continuous are not normally used in the passive. So means that we can very rarely hear such examples. Also, we can use the verb to get instead of verb to be in everyday speech when we talk about things that happen by accident or unexpectedly. Four people got hurt in the car crash. Four people were hurt. And I guess you've heard such examples in movies or in series. So, like, he got robbed. Yeah, not like, yeah, we can say he was robbed, but we also can say he got robbed on the way home. So, then we are going to the next part to speak about the use. So, why we need this passive voice. The first one, we use the passive when the person who carries out the action is unknown, unimportant, or obvious from the context. So, yeah, like it means that you are talking about one action and it's obvious who did this action. My flat was broken into last week. We don't know who broke into the flat. So, the first case here, we don't know who carried out this action. Next one. Coffee beans. Coffee beans are grown in Brazil. It is not important to know who grows the coffee. So, yeah, like we just need the fact. Coffee beans are grown in Brazil. My car was serviced yesterday, so it's obvious that a mechanic serviced it. So, like, did some repairs. Yeah. So, yeah, in these cases, you can use passive voice. Next one. When the action itself is more important than the person who carries it out, as in news, headlines, newspapers, articles, formal notices, instructions, advertisements, processes, etc. So, yeah, we usually, like, if you read some newspapers in English, you can see some headlines and they like sometimes they can be in passive voice. So this one, the new hospital will be opened by the Queen on May 15th. It's a formal notice. Uh, then the milk is taken to a factory where it is pasteurized. So as you can see here, we are highlighting the process. Yeah, the milk is taken to a factory when it's pasteurized. So, next one, when we refer to an unpleasant event and we don't want to say who or what is to blame. A lot of mistakes have been made instead of you have made a lot of mistakes. So it's kind of like if you know that your students or if you know that your family have done something, you can say, a lot of mistakes have been made. And you're implying that they were the ones who did everything. Yeah, of course, I'm joking. So then let's talk about. So, yeah, again, We use passive voice if the person who carried out the action is unknown, unimportant, or it's obvious. Next one, when the action is more important than the person who did this action, and when we refer to some unpleasant events and we don't want to say who did this. Yeah. Then let's talk about changing from active into passive. Usually, students have such kinds of tasks while learning passive voice. So to change a sentence from the active into the passive, we need the object of the action of the active sentence becomes the subject in the passive sentence. So we will talk about it more. Yeah. The active verb remains in the same tense but changes into a passive form. We talked about the passive forms before. Yeah, we have done it. The subject of the active sentence becomes the agent and is either introduced with the preposition by or omitted. So let's look at these examples. In active sentence, Tom invited me. So Tom was a subject, invited is a verb, and me was object. Yeah. But in passive voice, I become a subject, not an object. I, verb is changed, was invited, and Tom becomes an agent who carried out this action. I was invited by Tom. Yeah, sometimes you can just omit it. Like, I was invited to this party. That's all. But if you want to say that it was Tom, yeah, of course, you're adding it. Like, I was invited by Tom. Yeah, also, we need to remember that only transitive verbs followed by an object, can be changed into the passive. So it means that, yeah, transitive verbs followed by an object. Yeah, let's look at examples. Active voice. Grandma knitted my jumper. Transitive verb. Knitted what? My jumper. Passive. My jumper was knitted by grandma. They traveled to Lisbon last summer, and you see that here, after travel, we don't have any objects. We have kind of a country, yeah? It's intransitive verb. That's why we can't change it. Transitive verbs such as have, fit, suit, resemble, and etc. cannot be changed into the passive. We have an example. I have a shower every morning, and it would be weird if you said a shower is had by me. So we need to remember these verbs and avoid using passive voice with them. Next one, let's talk about the agent. So we use by plus agent to say who or what carries out the action. Also, we use with plus instrument, material, or ingredient to say what the agent used. As an example, there is a sentence, the pancakes were made by Claire. We're using by to show the agent Claire performed this action. Clay is an agent. They were made with eggs, flour, and milk. And here we can see that these pancakes were made with something, these ingredients. Is often omitted in the passive sentence when the subject of the active sentence is one of the following words. People, one, someone, somebody, they, he, etc. So in active voice, we have somebody has rearranged the furniture. In passive voice, we can just say the furniture has been rearranged because there is no need to say somebody because we don't know who that was, and it's kind of not necessary to mention it. But the agent is not omitted when it is a specific or important person or when it is essential to the meaning of the sentence. So, yeah, in these sentences, it's not omitted. The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. A new law has been passed by the government. So, in these cases, these things, these agents are essential to the meaning of the sentence. Leonardo da Vinci, government. We are not omitting them. So here we have an example, an exercise, sorry, and let's try to do some of the sentences. What happens if Luigi's restaurant before it opens for the evening? Look at the prompts and make sentences using the present simple passive as an example. So it's really easy because we are going to use present simple passive. The first sentence says, the carpets vacuum. The carpets are vacuumed. So, next one. The tables are wiped. Can you read the next one? The cutlery polish. So it means like spoons, forks, and everything. And they are, I'm already saying it, they are polished to be shining, to be spotless. So also let's read number 4. The places set. The places are set. And the last one, let's do the last. I hope you said the menu is checked. Everything is easy here because we are just using present simple. Sometimes many people, students, teachers, like it doesn't matter, have problems with remembering the forms. What you can do, I usually use the hack when I was doing something at home, some chores, and I was repeating these forms to myself, like I am vacuuming the carpet, and then I made it into passive voice. The carpet is being vacuumed, or like I'm washing the dishes. The dishes are being washed. And I was making many examples, and I was drilling. I was using different tenses like past, present, continuous, just to remember how to say, how to use passive voice correctly. Because sometimes, of course, like to remember it really well, you need some time. And I'm sure you don't usually use the passive voice in your sentences. But anyways, yeah, it's not only about passive voice. You can do it with any forms. You can do it with tenses. You can do it mostly with tenses, with some forms or modal verbs. You can just repeat them to yourself, just drill. So we are going to the next one. And here. Object pronouns like me, you, him, etc. become subject pronouns. And yeah, it's obvious. I, you, he, etc. in the passive. In active voice, they arrested him. It was an object. And then in passive voice, it became the subject of the sentence. He was arrested. So also with verbs which take two objects such as bring, tell, send, show, teach, promise, buy, throw, write, award, hand, sell, owe, grant, allow, feed, pass, post, read, take, offer, give, pay, and lend, we can make two different passive sentences. So what they mean? They can take two objects. Okay, so let's read the active. Patrick gave Laura some flowers, or Laura, okay. So Laura was given some flowers by Patrick. This is more usual. Or we can say that some flowers were given to Laura. I don't know, Laura by Patrick. So it's less usual. And here we have two subjects, yeah? Give, whom, and what. In this case, you can make different passive voice sentences. When the verb of the active sentence is followed by a preposition, the preposition is kept in the passive sentence as well. Active 1. They presented him with a medal. He was presented with a medal. So, yeah, this, like, we need to remember, presented with something. he was kind of awarded with it. Next one. When we want to find out who or what did something, then the passive question form is as follows. Who, what? By. Who was Australia discovered by? And we see that out to be is in the second place after the question word. What was the fire caused by? The verbs hear, help, see, and make are followed by the bare infinitive in the active, but by the to infinitive in the passive. So, inactive. They saw him leave the building. Passive. He was seen to leave the building. Yeah, if we say he was seen leave the building, it's kind of like rough. So, but here, see, watch plus ing form, active and passive. So, like with them, we can use ing form. They saw him running down the stairs. He was seen running down the stairs because here everything is okay, like ing here, ing there. So, yeah, we are not changing to anything. And the last thing we are going to talk about today is personal, impersonal construction. So the verb think, believe, say, report, know, expect, consider, understand, etc. are used in the following passive patterns in personal and impersonal constructions. So we hear such things sometimes. So people believe that he lied in court. And impersonal. It is believed that he lied in court. Uh, it means that we don't know who said it. Yeah, it is believed. Next one. He is believed to have lied in court. Also, personal construction. Yeah, here we see like he is believed. So we can use it in impersonal and in personal construction. Next example. They expect him to arrive soon. It is expected that he will arrive soon, and he is expected to arrive soon. Again, these verbs are think, believe, say, report, know, expect, consider, understand, and some others. We can say that it is believed that if you practice English more and more, you will get a good result, or you will start speaking without what without help me, without stopping, without I can't even add anything. So I can just say that it is believed that if you practice English daily, you will speak fluently, or you will speak better. I really hope that you are doing it, you're practicing almost every day. If not every day, anyways, you're practicing and it's really good. So that was all for today. See you next time. Bye bye.